Yep.
Alright, here's the penny machine with the original design, which we will be replacing. But I just want to show you how it functions before we replace it. This is the 2-pin design. I'm going to put in 4 pennies. And now we're going to get close up on the 2-pin and watch how this functions. First pin catches the first penny, slides it down to the second pin, lowest pin, and then it drops. Now already we're having an issue because 4 pennies are causing the second penny to get caught up, and now our timing is completely off. Now we're sort of back on track with our timing, but with the replacement drop mechanism we're hoping to have a more robust and consistent multiple coin press for the future. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and begin the replacement. Take off the back, and we're going to remove the diagonal chute and the original drop mechanism. All we need for that is a 1/8 inch Allen wrench. The metronome in the background. Okay, just pulls right off. Set that aside, and go ahead and cut for now. Yep. Okay, now let's grab the new coin drop mechanism, that number. First thing we're going to do is take a 3/32 Allen wrench and loosen the bolts on the cover and remove the cover completely. At this point it's handy to go ahead and loosen the locking nuts for the pin. What we're calling this, roller pin?
Yeah, roller pin.
Roller pin. And for that we're using the 1/8 inch Allen wrench. There's 2 set screws, one on top and behind. Loosen those, and we're going to go ahead and slide the roller pin, push pin back a bit, but we don't want to push it all the way through. We want to maintain a little bit of the metal on this edge of the mount. Okay, we'll cut it for now. Okay, now we're going to adjust the cam before we put the nuke over the cam on, and for that we need a 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and I have a handle which makes it easier to pop this guy loose. Here is the set screw on the old cam. Okay, once we get that loose, we want to just slide it back or counterclockwise about a 1/2 inch, as so. Go ahead and tighten that back into place. Now we're ready to put on the new cam. For this we want a 5/32 Allen wrench, and we loosen up the tightening bolt, completely remove that. And then we take this, slide it over the hub on this side of the original cam, and then we line up the lobes of the new cam with the old cam. And what I like to do is set the hole for the bolt into the same position as the set screw for the original cam, just in case I need to do any adjustments later. It makes it easier. So if we get the lobes on the new cam lined up with the lobes on the old cam, then we're good to go. Okay. At this point, we go ahead and tighten the bolt up. And for this, it's necessary to have a ball end on your Allen wrench so you can get in at an angle behind this chain. Okay. I'll put my handle back on my wrench here to get a little bit of leverage. So at the ball end, you can angle your wrench to get that nice and snug. Okay. At this point, we're ready to mount the new drop mechanism. For that, we take our 3/4 inch 10/32 bolts, slide them into the slot there, another into the outer slot there, and with our 1/8 inch Allen wrench, we're going to mount these into place. Go ahead and tighten these up, not quite all the way initially. Get it close, and then pull all the way back, and then we can cinch up tight. Again, with a ball end Allen wrench, we can get in an angle here on the other side of our roller pin. Cinch up. Now we're ready to set the timing, or excuse me, set the spacing for our roller pin in relationship to the timer lobes. Generally, we want to get it about as close as we can to what you call that?
The cam lobe.
To the cam lobe.
Or the bottom of the cam lobe.
The bottom of the cam lobe. And then just back it off a hair and give a little bit of space. Then we'll go ahead and cinch this down just a little bit.
Important thing is just keep it perpendicular
to
the lobe, wherever it's going to hit.
Turn our handle and we'll check our spacing.
Yes, I'd stop right there. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You may want to rotate it this way too. Just
okay.
The important thing here is just to make sure that the roller is hitting very squarely on the lobe. Just like this here, you can rotate this just to make sure that it's just exactly where it needs to be on the lobe part right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. So you can probably tighten that down.
Okay. What I like to do is go ahead and run through all of the different lobes to make sure the the new cam isn't askew and hitting at weird angles.
No,
all 4 lobes are hitting good. So we'll go ahead and cinch down our set screws for our roller pin. Okay, at this point we can go ahead and test our timing. Let's start out with just 1 penny initially. And I've got a perfect print. If I get a good print, I'll go ahead and set up 4 pennies and stack them up. See how it's all rolling. Make sure my timing's good on all 4 designs. Kick there. Okay, all 4 designs are printing out perfectly. I did notice when I was running through those I was getting some faceplate kick, and hopefully we can alleviate that by adjusting the coin drop forward or backward.
So we've just run the drop mechanism right here, and in general we find that if you move it all the way back to maybe just a quarter to an eighth of an inch forward from the back, it seemed to work pretty good. We got this one set up in the very center of the holes right there, and that seems to be working well on this machine here. But as we saw in that first video, that there was a little bit of a kick on the plate. Was actually the penny was moving the front face plate away from the chute itself. So what we did there to correct that was move the drop mechanism forward so that the pennies are more aligned to the pinch rollers.
Ready? Okay, at this point, once we got everything set, the timing is good, the positioning is good, and we've run, about 8 to 12 pennies through, and we've gotten good designs. We want to go ahead and cinch down all of our set screws and our mounting bolts on the drop mech as well as the cam. And this is all with a 1/8 inch Allen wrench.
Yeah, you don't want to strip them out, but you want to be pretty aggressive with them. So tighten them up to the point where you never would have to tighten them again. The other thing to note is that the new horizontal cam is perfectly flush up against the sprocket, and it doesn't need to be touching, but just make sure it's perfectly parallel to the sprocket.
And to cinch up the bolt on the new cam, we use the 5/32 Allen wrench, the ball end. Okay. Now that we're all cinched up, we'll go ahead and put on the mounting plate. This is with the 3/32 Allen wrench. And we just tighten these guys on. For these, I like to cinch them up, not with the ball end, but with the regular end, so I don't end up stripping out the heads, which I've done before.
And although there is a little bit of adjustment with the cover plate, it's probably best to just get it exactly perpendicularly lined up on the top to the chute.
Now we bolt on the diagonal chute. This is with the 1/8 inch Allen wrench. Now we're all put back together. Once we're at this point, it's a good idea to run through about almost a complete roll of pennies, 30 or 40, just to make sure everything is running smooth. And we're good to go. Okay. Your new drop mechanisms will be shipped with 2 cover plates, face plates. One is clear, the other one is opaque. We want to go ahead and mount the clear face plate on the machine, and then we want to place the opaque one just down below in the gearbox compartment for later use.